Sony faces class action over expensive digital game and DLC prices. Sony tax means digital games cost an average of 47% more than those on disc, group alleges. Sony's alleged monopolistic practices have cost Dutch consumers around 435 million, whatever this is, or $505 million since 2013, according to campaigner research. Is this euros or francs? Is this thing right here, the E with the 2 lines on it? That's euros, thank you. See, I'm a filthy American, I just know the dollar sign as being dollary doodles, so there's a PlayStation 5 for ya. Dutch PlayStation gamers are up in arms about what they call the unfair Sony tax. Their collective anger has been mobilized today in a class action suit against Sony, alleging monopolistic practices. In brief, legal representatives of the Fair PlayStation campaign says that, quote, consumers pay an average of 47% more for these digital versions than for exactly the same game on a physical disc. Machine translation used because Dutch is a funny language. As Sony leverages its monopoly on digital sales. Research undertaken by the Dutch collective indicates that Sony has been, quote, exploiting its dominant position in the console market for at least 10 years. With things made much worse by barring other app stores from... by barring other app stores. English is a retarded language. Barring other app stores from the platform. It concludes that at least 1.7 million Dutch PlayStation owners pay too much for digital games and in-game content. In total, Dutch consumers have thus had to shell out 435 million euros, or $505 million dues, more than they should have done since 2013. What the fuck? Wherever you live, though, new PlayStation 5 releases are expensive. Fucking $80. $70, $80. That's too much money in this economy. Fuck that. And typically arriving at $69.99 in the US, for example. While Sony can easily control gaming prices in its digital store, competing sellers of physical game media releases will often race to cut the margins they enjoy per game to aim for the volume market. This kind of healthy competition is being eroded by the introduction and promotion of the digital-only versions of consoles. Lucia Melchert's chair of stitching, Massive Shade and Consument, speaking as a representative of the Fair PlayStation campaign, points out that many gamers have spent very large sums on buying games for the PlayStation. She reckons that Sony is taking away the magic as it unilaterally imposes new conditions and demands more money without offering anything in return. That sounds like Sony is boiling the frog. The water got a little hotter in April, with Sony hiking prices of wide range of its products as recently as April. Have you guys seen the price of just the fucking PlayStation controller? We're not even talking about the games at this point, man. The PlayStation controller, the PS5 one, that shit's expensive as fuck. Why the fuck is the DualShock for the PlayStation 4 also still so expensive? I am still mad about that crap. It makes it so that I can't replace my controllers. Cause yeah, I'll WD-40 electric clean it, but still, it's like, that's only taking care of the problem, it's not gonna fix it. So really, I gotta start looking into fucking getting a new controller, which sucks because I got 2 of these things and they both got that drift problem. I'll never be able to play Sonic Adventure 2 on stream again if we do this, which sucks because I haven't installed. Cause I missed Sonic's birthday like a fake fan. God damn it! Aftermarket controllers, my beloved. A lot of times people fuck with them though. Like, it makes it so that the battery doesn't work properly for some reason. That's been my experience. I used a controller for 2 weeks and then it died. Ripperoni. The way Sony could implement such price hikes illustrates the boldness of its alleged monopolistic behavior in 2025. Melchert asserts that the purported Sony tax has come about as the firm can now afford to make decisions without having to worry much about what competitors, developers, or consumers are doing. This contrasts with how, stupid eyes, the digital-only console revolution was sold. With digital distribution reducing costs for the entertainment business, cheaper content was often implied. However, that doesn't work with walled garden systems that block competing digital stores. In summary, the Fair PlayStation campaign alleged that Sony is making double the margin of its digital sales, is enjoying the position of a monopolistic with 80% of the Dutch console market, and maintains artificial walls around its on-console store. Sony's restrictive practices aren't good for developers and publishers either. The first legal hearing is scheduled for later in 2025. Ultimately, the Consumer Action Group hopes that the Dutch courts will uphold their claims and force Sony to open the sale of digital PlayStation content for other providers. That's not what I fucking want, dude. I just want shit to be cheaper. Like, I'm honestly sick and tired of games being so fucking expensive. Like, I'll admit it. I've seen people play Mario Kart World. It looks very fun. I'm happy that people are getting their fill of it. Does it look like an $80 game? Does it look like an $80 game when free-to-play publishers are pushing out the same quality, if not better, nowadays? Does the Mario Kart World in today's landscape look like an $80 game? No, it does not. No, it does not. Does Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, even though it hasn't come out yet and I'll still probably buy it, does that game look like it's gonna be an $80 game? You're paying $80 to see Hatsune Miku ride on Extreme Gear. That's all it is. That's all it is. I sound like a terrorist. Not a terrorist, a serial killer. You want to see how I got the soup? We don't care about Mario Kart Win for Sonic Racing game. Yes! Yes! Sorry. I don't want to scream too loud. The child is here. It does look like an $80 game. I don't believe you. I don't believe you when Sonic Riders was only $40. Sonic Riders Zero Gravity was only $40. Sonic Free Riders was, I think, $45 or $50, but that's because it was Kinect exclusive, and you also had to buy an Xbox 360 and a Kinect. So technically, that shit wasn't even that much, or wasn't even that little. Sorry. That shit was technically over $300. I don't know how much an Xbox and a Kinect costed, but that shit's too fucking expensive. I mean, technically, if we're looking at the true scope of shit, if you really want a good PC that you can use with other shit, technically, Sonic Cross Worlds is over $3,000 to $4,000.